Y'all tune in with it. So I'm finna get y'all this work. Y'all gotta excuse my hair. I ain't even tripping about that right now. What am I looking for? But anyway, I'm gonna really wait until people come this time, you feel me? Because I don't want y'all to miss nothing, you feel me? And please, please, shut the lies. We did. Just chill. We finna do this. I'm finna get y'all this work, water. What's happening, everybody? How everybody doing? You know. And I mean, seriously, I'm finna get y'all this work, man. All right? Because we are trapped. You did. We trapped. We have to understand legalese, for one. Legalese is a language of law. Okay? It's not the same thing you would talk on the streets that you would talk in court. Okay? You agree that we slaves. Everybody say that we slaves. But we have to understand how. If you say that you are a slave, you must understand how. If you don't understand how you are a slave, you won't understand how to come out of slavery. You understand what I'm saying? Shalom to everybody that's just tuning in for the first time. You know, shalom, shalom. I really need y'all to share this live, G. Okay? I'm finna drop some bombs on you. Okay? Well, anyway, though, we finna go ahead and get started. All right. So, when I say what is your status means, are you a free person or are you a slave person? Okay? A free person, a private person, a natural person is a person that is in their natural status. Your natural status is your God-given rights. Okay? When I say God-given rights, that means when God created man, he gave man all dominion. He gave man all to subdue, replenish the earth, multiply, this and that and the third. You dig what I'm saying? Shalom to everybody that's coming in. Now, with this being said, when man separated and became his own person and created their own government and states, they had laws and statutes implemented on citizens and people of. Now, when you are a slave, you are not a citizen, okay? When you are a citizen, I mean, when what his name is, Abraham Lincoln, when Abraham Lincoln freed us from slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation, that's not what it actually meant. He didn't say, it didn't mean that we were freed from slavery altogether. It just means that we were freed out of their hands. And by out of their hands, I mean you're no longer in chains by whipping all of that other stuff. You feel me? You're chained mentally. You feel me? Okay, now with that being said, once they freed us from that type of slavery, we had to become citizens to be subject to their laws, statutes, and commandments. You feel me? What this means is we've given them jurisdiction, okay? Now, I want to break something down to you, okay? The mother, the woman, okay? The woman is the ship. The womb is the water, okay? The child is delivered from the water to the land. The birth certificate is a bill of weight, okay? When you sign your birth certificate, when you put your name, the father's name, and the child's name, you are giving them authority over you. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. The mother, the female, is the vessel, the transport. Okay? She is the ship. The child is delivered. You have to pay attention to the terminology. This government, this system that we're in, they play in semantics. You dig what I'm saying? Semantics is wordplay. You feel me? Okay? You have to understand that Social Security is voluntary. You do not have to have a Social Security number. It is your voluntary admission and confession. And by admission and confession, you are telling them, I am a citizen. You are claiming the status of a slave. You dig what I'm saying? A sovereign person, a natural person, is a person that is within their own rights. That means you understand that you have the freedom to travel. You understand that you have the right to be left alone. You understand that you have the right to self-defense. You have the right to pursuit of life, happiness, and liberty. You feel me? These rights are not rights that are given to you by man. These are rights that are given to you by God. The only thing is, this government, This system is using the words of God wickedly. That's why that is why they use the Bible in certain ways to orchestrate themselves. You dig what I'm saying? And I need y'all to hear this, dog. You feel me? Okay. Your dollar. If you look on the dollar right now, on a dollar like this, if you look on this dollar, it says, this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. Okay? This is not this is not money. This is a promise note to pay debt. You're not paying a debt when you pay someone with this. You don't own this. Okay? And I can tell you don't own this because this letter right here, it says the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? Everybody somebody got a different letter. You feel me? But this letter, F, represents right here. And it's right here. Okay? This is the bank that it belongs to. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, with that being said, this is how the IRS can come into play. The IRS comes into play because they are a collection agency for the Corporation of America. America itself, the United States, is a corporation. The Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. You dig what I'm saying? All of this, so you have to pay attention to all of this. If anybody knows law, if anybody knows anything about this, you're probably following me right now, and I hope you can pick up on what I'm talking about, okay? Now, with all of this being said, right, we must break the status. How do you break the status? You have to renounce your citizenship, okay? There are forms that we can do. You can send your birth certificate and your social security number back to them. You can go to the social security office, ask them for the social status form, which is a SS 181 form. Okay, you can go down there, ask for the form, and instead of black, Chinese, white, and or whatever other, create your own box and tell them that you are an Aboriginal, indigenous person to the land. Okay, you belong to the land, not the man that owns it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it. I'm teaching y'all as I go, okay? That's all I'm doing. I'm teaching you as I go. I ain't giving y'all no legal advice. I ain't no lawyer, none of that. I promise you, the truth will set you free, bro. How does the truth set you free from the bondage of lies? If lies have you bonded, you are not okay, watch this. I'm finna give y'all one legality. I'm finna give y'all one thing, okay? Is it your right to drive a motor vehicle, or is it a privilege? It is a privilege. Is it a right or a privilege to travel in an automobile? It is a right, okay? The reason it is a privilege to drive in a motor vehicle is because you are using that is to them in their legalese, in their language. This is you telling them, I am using the roadways for commerce. If you look on the trucker vehicles, if you look on any company vehicle, car, whatever the case is, dog, they have a DOT number, a Department of Transportation number. This is their number of commerce. This is their exchange. This is all the language to them. You dig? But it is your inalienable rights, bro, to be able to go from point A to point B, whether it be horse-drawn carriage, automobile, you dig, or foot. However you choose to do so, it is your right by God. He told you to have dominion over the planet, over the terrain. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't need a passport to go from this country to the next country. And the next country will tell you don't need a passport. Reason being, you have the right to travel from point A to point B. Now, if you are there on business, you must be licensed. You must be insured. You must be registered. You understand what I'm saying, G? We have to pay attention. We unwillingly, we just literally go get a driver's license. You don't need one. But once you get a license, right? Let's understand. What is a license? A license is permission. Okay? We have to first understand what gave us, what violated, what said we couldn't do it in the first place. Does that make sense? Why do I need permission to do something I was never forbidden to do? You dig? Marriage. Whoever said it was wrong to get married? Why do I need permission to get married? You don't. Okay? To drive is commercial. To travel is free. to be is free. Your status is I am. Your status is not you are, who are. You have to understand the legalese. You have to understand the terminology, dog. You did what I'm saying, bro? Okay. Now, your birth certificate. Your birth certificate, your son, your daughter, these, like I told y'all, that's where I was coming from. You feel me? That's what I told you from the jump. The mother is the ship. She delivers the child from the water, the womb, to the land, given to the man with the signing of the birth certificate. When you put them folks in your business, on the back of, I'm telling you, on the back of some of y'all marital license, I bet it said that this marriage is a product of the state of wherever you got married from. What is the product of the marriage? The child. You are giving them right to your child. You understand this, bro? Like, you are giving them right to your property. You are giving them right to everything. We are giving them right to everything by not understanding that when we sign anything, when we verbally agree to anything, we are giving our nature, signing our nature over to another man for him to rule you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we really seriously don't get where we are when we just going to work. Like, okay, watch this. I can prove to you. Okay, the Bible is law. All right? The Bible is very much and so law. You can go to Leviticus 19 and 13. Okay? It says that you're not supposed to go to sleep. If a man work for you, if you hire somebody, let's say you hire me for $14 an hour. Okay? And I work for 10 hours. That's $140. You feel me? You're supposed to pay me for the end of that day. We willingly agree to be paid 2 weeks in advance, a week in advance. That's not law. That's policy. You feel me? We're following policy. We're not following law. We're letting them set policy over us. But the only way that they can set policy, statutes, codes over us is if you are not in your sovereign state. Does that make sense? You feel me? Everything that we're doing right now, yo, is like backwards. We're following people follow each other. This is the blind leading the blind. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot dismiss knowledge. You cannot dismiss anything, yo. You gotta think. You gotta listen. You have to pay attention. You feel me? You have the right to self-defense. If you go into Exodus 21:23, the Most High said, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. If a man did something to you, it is your right to do to him what he did to you. But they put gun laws. They put restrictions on you. Who? They don't want the slave to react, to be able to react. They don't want you to think. They want to bombard you with distractions so you don't understand these things, so you don't break away. They would, quote unquote, kill somebody like me. Yada, yada, yada. I'd be in jail, whatever the case may be. Why? Because I am taking slaves from the system. I am taking a commodity, an economic, a dollar from the from the chest. You dig what I'm saying? If you look on the back of your if you look on the back of your social security card, bro, y'all, this ain't no conspiracy, bro. This ain't no, this nigga going crazy. I'm talking to y'all. I'm a real nigga. Y'all know me from school. Y'all know me, period. You heard me? This is what this is, G. That same number. Now, I don't got a F, okay? But every one of us got one of these letters that are on the dollar, okay? Mine is a G. All right? If you have a, what is it? If you have a, I want to say a A, I think it's an A, you belong to Virginia. That comes from it's 12 of them. All right? You got to pay attention to everything. Symbology is everything. That's why the Most High said to stay away from idolatry. Idolatry is things that you idolize, that you worship, things that become your God. You dig? Money becomes a God. Sex becomes a God. Alcohol becomes a God. Things that you are addicted to, crave to. Depression, even sadness, madness is a God. You dig? You have to understand your creator is your creator and the creator of all creation. You feel me? Now, when it comes down to the Bible, right? They know that they have the jewels of God. They know that they have the children of God. Okay? God, excuse me, I have to stop saying that. Let me tell you what God means. God is a governmental ordinance department or gold, oil, and diamonds. God does not exist. God, you can't go to court and say, I believe in God. They don't believe in God. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, listen. You're not free. You are a slave. If you have a child and you give him a birth certificate, you have given your child over to a system. You have registered your child as a slave. Okay? Everything. You have the right to business. You have the right to hire. Okay? That means if you do something for me, you are obligated to pay me. You dig what I'm saying? It's 1 for 1, 2 for 2, back and forth. You dig what I'm saying, G? We gotta tighten up. Now, if you want to cancel debt, if you want to get out of tickets, if you want to get out of the system, period, you must remove yourself from the status. All you have to do is recognize who you are. Yes, I am going to do it. I promise y'all I'm going to do it. I can't, because I got some things going on, you feel me? Not even some things, you feel me? But it's a process. It's very well a process, and they will fight you about this. You dig what I'm saying? Please, don't even just take me for what I'm saying, dog. I want you to go and research this, okay? The Emancipation Proclamation was not a law. It was an announcement. Okay? What freed the slave was the Gullah Wars, was the money that our ancestors saved from within their slavery. The correct name of the father would be Iyah. Okay? You can find that in Exodus 3, 13 through 16. Okay? When you translate that from English to our original tongue, which is Hebrew or Hebrew, into our original tongue, you would get AI Shariah. You dig? And we have to understand, like, okay, I made the post that says that the English language is a cursed language. And the English language is very cursed. You have to understand that it's a combustion of other language to make this language. And when we define words in English, these words cause us to act, but they cause us to act in error. You feel me? And when we act in error, we fall, we fail, we flaw. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, how everybody doing? It causes us to act in error. You feel me? Like, okay, within the Hebrew tongue, okay, we don't have an alphabet. We have an aleph-bet, okay? Our language is defined by pictures. You feel me? Like the aleph, the first letter, would be like a house, okay? The lamet or the L would not be a all together. It would be a staff, okay? And that would be a strong leader. You dig? It defines it into perspective versus you saying good morning, good morning. What the hell good morning mean? What does morning mean in English? The word. It's defined by other words that you have to go look into to see what that word means, to finally get its confusion, bro. You feel me? Like, okay. Like I told y'all with the definitions of a year. You feel me? When you look into the English dictionary, and if anybody think I'm playing, for one, y'all got to go get a Black Law Dictionary. All right? The Black's Law Dictionary will define everything you got going on in regards to the legalese when you go into court. You feel me? Like, okay, a Moor, all right? When a Moor will go into court, they are going to, off rip, they are going to define who they are. They're going to state their status. They have their national flag. They got their hat with the signet on it. They are defining who they are to let the court know, I'm not under your jurisdiction. By not under your jurisdiction, I am not a citizen. I am not a citizen. I am not a citizen. I'm not a slave. You have to. It's words that mean words. That's what semantics mean, bro. You dig what I'm saying? When he go in there, he gonna tell him all that. He gonna state his status. Okay. Now, once he states the status, it's not no more your honor. It's now my honor. What is your status? Okay. Now, an American citizen cannot sit on the bench. Okay. So if you are not a citizen, you must now be sovereign. If you are sovereign, you cannot act in the capacity of practicing law. You cannot be on the bench if you have if you are part of the Bar Association, which is a nonprofit organization that helps members of its club practice law. You dig what I'm saying? It's like being at the river does not mean you're in the river. You're at it. You're just there. You dig what I'm saying? At law is not in law. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, Once you prove status in court, you are no longer talking to the state attorney and none of these folks no more. It is now everything between you and the judge. Now, you and the judge must determine if you have violated within the treaty of contract of your sovereignty of any damage to personal property, somebody has been wounded or hurt, or something of that nature. You dig what I'm saying? You can, bro, I told you, the form is the SS-181 form. You dig? You can send your social security card and your birth certificate back to the Social Security office. You can go down to the Social Security office. You feel me? You can go down to the Social Security office and you can fill out the form there. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let them decide for you who you are. You feel me? But you must first know who you are. If you are a Hebrew Israelite, if you know you are a Hebrew Israelite, create that box and put Hebrew Israelite. Free yourself. We must. You feel me? Once you free yourself, it's by the let me see, I got it written down. Per the U.S. Supreme Court, U.S. versus Throckmorton, 96 U.S. Court, 1878. I got it. You feel me? According to them, if what is called fraud is evasion, something like that. You feel me? If you don't know you was frauded, I'm gonna tell y'all real. If you don't know you was frauded, anything you signed, anything you did can be ratified. You can go back. You have the right as a sovereign person to go back and correct the things. Now watch this right here. I'm finna tell y'all something right here, right? You have rights. Y'all don't know y'all have rights. When you sign any contract, you have the right to reserve certain rights, meaning they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't do that. But you don't know that. You unbeknownst just sign everything. You don't talk to the person and say, all right, look, I'm going to sign this, but we're basically in a contract when I sign this. When I sign my nature over to you, I'm giving you the willpower based on whatever your terms and conditions are. I accept them. But because I am a natural human being in my big brother on labor, feed me more. I got you, bro. But because I am in my natural person, my private state, I'm not public, I am private, I am my own person. I want to negotiate on your job application, right? When you fill out, they even ask you, this is telling you it's a negotiation. It's asking you desired salary. You are supposed to go in there and tell them or show them or write down, I am worth $17 an hour. You feel me? But you automatically gonna know that we even get nervous on putting something there like that. We even put open. You feel me? Go in there, you ask for 15, he say, well, I'm only paying $13 an hour, What you say? Well, all right, you signed the contract. No, negotiate. But we don't negotiate because we don't know. We don't understand that, we don't understand that work is on demand. If you want work, there's another slave that needs to. You feel me? He may not even work for that 13. He'll work for 10. You dig what I'm saying? You have to understand the Universal Code of Commerce, or the UCC, Universal Commercial Commerce Code. You dig what I'm saying? You are in a land. If you claim that you have a address, you are claiming that you are a slave. How? Because of your residence. Latin, the word res means the thing. Identify. That's residence. Resident. The thing identifies that it is a slave, a citizen of the state. You did? You must free yourself from the status. This is your children, bro. This is us. It don't matter. This is us. This is how you stand up as a people. Your votes, your law. Stop trying to be a citizen. Stop trying to be a slave. You have to understand what it means. You did? You have to. Your Social Security card is the only way that the slave can earn his pay once he earned his pay in this legal system. If you become a part of the legal system, then yes, you have to abide by said and such laws. You dig what I'm saying? Speeding is not against the law. It's an infraction. An infraction is not a law. You can fight that. I should not have to pay you because I infraction or whatever. You dig? But we don't fight. We don't know how to fight. We don't understand the legalese of going to court. You dig? When you go into court and they ask you, are you such and such, such and such? You say yes. They ask you to state your name. Bloop, 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 bloop. No. The Bible says that I am. If you are your father's son, then you are I am too. So how do you address yourself? I am free. They ask you, well, what is your residence? The earth. You have to be as swift as them. You have to be as wise as the serpent. I'm telling you, man, these people are not your friends. They not your friends, bro. This shit real, G. You feel me? This shit real, G. We are not free. We are slaves. And we must free ourselves. You feel me? When we come up out of this, all right? What it is? Revelations 18:4. You feel me? He say to come out of her. All right? Watch this. Just stay with me real quick, all right? Because this Bible real now. This Bible real now. Watch this. Revelations 18:4. He said, then I heard another voice coming from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, lest you take part in her sins, lest you share in her plagues, for her sins are heaped high as heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. He gonna repay for all of this. This is such deceit. They're using the Bible for wickedness. They're using the children of the Bible for wickedness. They've trained us. They've deceived us. They've harmed us. They've hurt us. They've beaten us, killed us, poisoned us, stabbed us, genocide, murder, prison, incarceration. Come on, G. And we still here. We still here. You can't believe in the Bible the way your oppressor taught you to believe in the Bible. You must study to show thyself approved. The Bible says that once I grew, I let go childish ways. Once I became weaned from milk, I was able to eat steak and hard food, salad. I'm paraphrasing, but y'all get my point. You dig? Pay attention. Pay attention. Go research. This stuff don't just appear in my head. I go look for it. Knowledge just don't slap you. You gotta go find it. Ask the right questions. Pray. You dig? We must understand. Now, watch this, right? Once all of us start to claim sovereignty, we will then have to form a nation, which is a part of the Constitution. You can do so. You dig? Now, once we form our nation, we will have to prove our lineage. We know that we are Hebrew Israelites. This is how we can say that we are indigenous to the land. We are original people that belong on the earth. We come from the earth. Okay? I am not saying an indigenous person as if I am saying I am a so-called Native American or if I am a so-called Moorish American. I am not saying these things. I am a Hebrew Israelite. And by claiming, knowing, and believing that I am a Hebrew Israelite, that is what I would tell them. That is how I would act. This is what you must do. You feel me? You can't just claim sovereignty and your actions do not weigh into what you are doing. You feel what I'm saying? How can we make money what's claiming sovereignty? Money is trade. This is not money. This is a note. This is a promissory note. You dig what I'm saying? Money does matter. It's how you buy. It's how you do everything. But you need this note, okay? If I do something for you, I'm not giving you anything in return but my services. And what you would give me is this note. You dig? That's how you would make money. You don't need a license. You don't need anything to make money. It's your right for hire. Okay? And it's many scriptures on it's your right for hire. You dig? You got Exodus 20:15, which is a commandment. You have Leviticus 19. You got Matthew 10, Luke 10:7, 2 Timothy 2:5. You feel me? It's barter and trade. We have subjected ourselves to wage and pay. You dig? We must claim sovereignty. You must free yourself. You dig? Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. And I'm going to do it. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. For one, the one that's going to start with is my son. I will not give him to this system at all. Period. Sorry. But you must know, okay? You must know these things. Don't just listen to me. You must go figure this out, okay? What I am doing right now is elevating the lower vibration to a higher vibration. And hopefully you vibrate higher than me, that you teach and do whatever stronger than I. You dig? 1 for 2, 2 for 4, 4 for 8, 8 for 16. It goes and it goes and it goes. Come on, it's got to start somewhere though. You dig what I'm saying, G? It's got to start somewhere. Bought and trade, right? That's my only 3 regrets. We got to get out of this system. You feel me? White people, it don't matter. You feel me? The system has made y'all black slaves as well. You dig? Everybody, I don't care what I'm telling my folks. I'm telling my folks. But everybody's a part of the system if you got a dang on birth certificate. You dig what I'm saying? Now, because and a white man is not, is a person who migrated to this land. Okay? He came over here. He doesn't belong here. You dig? You are not a person who migrated. You belong here. You come from here. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all gotta pay attention. You must pay attention. We must pay attention. Your social security number. Okay, watch this. We learned in school, right? In literature, in language arts. A noun was a person, place, or thing. Correct? Right. With that being said, with the noun being a person, place, or thing, when you write a person's name, you would capitalize the first letter and lowercase letters the rest. Capitalize the first letter of the last name and lowercase the rest, right? This is true. Look on your bills. Look on your ID. Look on your social security number. Card. It's all capital. Why? Because once you sign a birth certificate, you are in agreement to the contract that you become no longer a real person, but a slave, and a slave is no longer a human being, but a non-existent, fictitious person. Okay? Now, within that, they create a bond on your name, a bond being insurance. How do you get out of jail? A bondsman has to come pay that insurance, okay? Or you pay that insurance to the bondsman, or what? You become your own. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing, okay? Now, once you sign the contract and you agree to the terms and conditions of the United States, I am agreeing that this child, I am a citizen, and I will fall under the laws, the statutes, the rules, and they come and codes and all of the ordinances. When you go to court and you hear these things, that's what they tell you. You dig what I'm saying? Per se, we or us, but damn it, Tony, I'm trying to vibe. Right, because I touched about everything you're saying. Shit I researched and learned is mind blowing. Barter, like the people live off grid. That's why it's important as men to know how to build, grow, live off the land, etc. Women grow food, use plants for medicine, have animals, so etc. Now this is very true. Okay, shalom, tawada. When it comes down to this, right? We are not learning how to be human beings. We're learning how to be robots. And that is a person that gets up every day at the same time and do what they do for whatever hours of the day and wake up, do it again. Me, I work 12 hours a day. I spend more time with my coworkers than I do with the people that I live with, than I do at home, than I do with my friends or family. Our coworkers, we become our own family. They tell you are a family at work. You must act as a family at work. They ask you these weird questions on your application to see the mentality of the type of person they are about to hire. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. Now, at a certain point in time, if America was to fail, if you were to claim your sovereignty and you could not go get Medicaid, if you could not go get welfare, if you could not go get somewhere to stay, what are you going to do? You going to flop like a fish out of water? You going to act? You're going to have to learn how to plant. You're going to learn how to hunt your own game, how to skin it, how to bleed it, how to cook it. You can't just think that people just knew how to season. You can't just think that people knew how to light a torch, how to get fire. It's called discovery. People had to come into. You dig what I'm saying? We must understand, like, living off grid is basically just a sovereign person. A man and a woman that is not claiming to live on the land. You dig what I'm saying? Laws of the land don't pertain to the man who is not applicable to the laws. The laws of the land become your natural, inalienable rights. As long as you do not harm anybody or damage their personal property, mess with their wife or none of those stuff like that, G, you Gucci. You feel me? You must know the name of your father before you say God, because once you say God, you cancel it. You are claiming government. Okay? They're going to ask you if you got a job when you go to court. The reason they're going to ask you if you got a job to go to court is because they trying to see, once again, that's the first two questions they ask you. They ask you where you go work at and where you live. They want you to see, they want to see if they can make some money off of you. That's what the whole court system and courtroom is. These are three different entities. Okay? You can look them up. There's a difference between courtroom, and court system. You feel me? Court of law is different as well. You feel me? I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all share the video. Go free yourself. That's all I can say. Shalom. Barakatah. Alaikum shalom. Free yourself.